Since September 12, we've had 9 teams taking the top spot in the English Premier League, and we've only just reached the halfway point.
Hello and welcome to All Balls, a show that keeps you up to date with all the Premier League action and fantasy football tips.
We are at the halfway point of the English Premier League, and we're doing a mid-season review of the English Premier League, starting with the bottom of the table from 11th to 20th.
And 20th, our very own
Sheffield.
2 draws, 1 win, 19 games.
Yeah.
I think that's the worst possible thing they could have hoped for at the beginning of the season.
Well, they did get a win.
Considering what they did last season.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just sucks.
It sucks with them, and they have a mountain to climb. I mean, they definitely look as relegation
I don't see them climbing
favorites.
any mountain because they've not brought in reinforcements. The
Yeah.
team looks demotivated. Yes, they got the win, but it was a 1-0 with a penalty, which was again debatable.
It is debatable, but I mean, there will be a little bit of a spring in their step.
they're
I mean, I
going
don't
down.
think so they can survive.
No,
that's for sure.
There's
but
no thinking. They're going down for sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, from Arsenal to 20th, I think. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
But Sheffield is going down.
Yeah.
And I think they're taking West Brom with them.
Obviously.
Because West Brom sparks here and there.
Yeah.
But they're the oldest average age side in the Premier League.
Yeah, 28. I think it's
Yeah.
28 years and 362
They're starting
days.
Ivanovic,
Yeah.
for the love of God.
Well, at first I probably think that
He was good at Chelsea.
Yeah, but they probably thought he had the experience of the Premier League. So
To
I'm
do
guessing
what?
he's-
Have you seen the speed of the Premier League?
Obviously,
you really think
yeah.
someone like an
Well,
Ivanovic
he's been
is gonna
called out
survive?
now. He's been called out, but I'm pretty sure at that point when West Brom
Yeah, but
wanted
even
a
apart
defender.
from that, they have the goals probably from Pereira.
Yeah.
But where are the other goals coming from?
Not
Ajay
likely.
probably with a couple here and there.
And he's a defender. So, yeah, well, I could see also probably
They
West
sacked
Brom.
a manager after a 1-1 with City, which is supposed to be as good as a win.
And that's the manager that got them up to the Premier League.
Exactly.
So,
So Big Sam can be Big Sam, and I thought before, he'll keep them up.
yeah.
But that's not happening.
I think the escape artist in Sam Allardyce, I think, is winning
And
away, so.
who are these two taking with them?
Interesting. I mean, I would say Fulham right now.
There's Brighton in
There's
the mix.
Brighton as well. Brighton hasn't won a home game.
They've
this
not
whole
won a
season.
home game
Yeah.
in 19.
Yeah.
So-
But they've been winning away. They've been drawing games and stuff. They're getting the points
Which
away.
is good, but
yeah.
I mean, 38 games, you play 19 at home.
Yeah.
If you're not winning at home, from a
there's something definitely
potential
wrong.
From a potential 57 points, you need at least 40 to
40.
survive.
Yeah.
And that is an
That's
uphill
the
task.
relegation level only. Like
And
you have to get 40 to secure
At
yourself.
this stage of the season, with the kind of season you're having,
Yeah.
for a top half side to do that is difficult.
True.
Getting 40 out of 57, potentially.
Potentially. Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, Brighton and Fulham they're not playing bad football. Both
Yeah.
of them are not playing bad football. Like, you've not heard of a game where either Brighton or Fulham have been thumped.
Yeah.
They've been hammered or taken to the cleaners and stuff like that.
In fact, on contrary, I think Fulham has been taking it against the big teams.
Fulham,
like,
they're just
they've
getting
been-
probably unlucky, or they're just getting outdone by that little bit more quality.
Yeah, just errors.
Yeah,
Little
your Pogba,
errors here
for
and
example,
there. Yeah.
even versus Chelsea.
Yeah.
They were the better team with 10 men on the field.
Yeah.
Chelsea had to scrape through. It's not good to see if a side like Chelsea is
That's
holding the
more to
ball in
talk
the
about.
corner against a 10-man Fulham team, which shows that Fulham plays with heart. They take it to their
Yeah.
opponents. So does Brighton. 3-1 down against Wolves. They
And
come
then
back.
3-3, yeah.
But it's one of these two. I don't see any of the teams above them. Like your Newcastles or your Burnleys, like we
Yeah.
talk about. Like we talk about them not having a great season,
Yeah.
not having their wins. But if you must have heard in the pre-match as well to Burnley Liverpool,
Yeah.
you never really fear a side like Burnley is going to get relegated.
No, not really. I mean, they're mid-table tops. Like,
You have a feeling that Sean Dyche will get them out.
Oh, yeah,
They'll
for
get
sure.
those wins. They'll scrape it
I
here
mean,
and there.
there's only so much of long ball football that they play that
But
it
it's
works
working,
for them.
right?
Yeah,
It's
it works
working.
for them. You have people like Chris Wood who will latch on to process like that.
Similarly
So,
for Newcastle, there's an experienced manager. You have, Callum Wilson who will come in with a couple of important goals here and there. Get you probably 6 if not 4 points, or 6 if not 9 points.
Yeah.
But you will get those points coming in.
Yeah.
They'll have a few bad games. They'll come back. Similarly, for the other teams down there.
Yeah.
Your Crystal Palace, Leeds. Even
those-
Wolves for that matter.
Wolves is just going through a rut. I don't understand what Wolves is. I mean, like, they've conceded what now in 9 games?
The first goal.
The first goal.
Which is
And
not a Wolves side from last
yeah,
season.
you don't expect that. I mean, with Willian Jose probably coming in now, hopefully, I think he's already in with Wolves. Maybe that'll probably be the guy who gets in the goals.
But
the
is
Jimenez
it a matter
replacement.
of chopping and changing too much this season?
Could be that also as well. It could be that. I think it's also factors of
They've
burnout.
lost important players.
Yeah.
Their striker is a kid.
Yeah, he's inexperienced. I
He's
mean, he
leading
has
the line.
potential.
Yeah,
he has a lot of
but
potential.
He's a kid who's leading the line.
Yeah.
So, and then there's a difference between him and the kids at other teams.
Yeah.
You have an Eze who's way more confident on the ball.
Mature beyond
than
his
him.
years.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's a lot more mature beyond his years.
I mean, we'll come to Arsenal, but you have these kids in other teams who are doing well. Top half, bottom half. Fabio Silva, I just feel is very nervous.
I think he's overwhelmed.
Yeah,
I think he's overwhelmed by the whole occasion, like, because I think there's such a burden on his shoulders right now as a because it's a big gap to fill when you miss a guy like Raul Jimenez. So I think he's feeling it, and I think Nuno Espirito Santo tries to probably just motivate his players the best way possible. But I'm sure he's probably throwing it to him, saying that, yeah, it's on you. Like, I'm sorry,
needs to
but
get some more spirito in that team.
Yeah, well, there is speed. I mean, you got players like Neto and Podence who do attack from the wings.
I've
but
said this before. How long are they going to do it?
how long are they going to do it? I mean, that's what I'm saying. Willian Jose could be the answer to their press.
They're changing their defense.
Yeah.
There's a Willy Bolly one game. There's a Kilman one game. There's a 5 at the back one game. There's a 4 at the back one game.
I mean, that you can even bring it down to tactics depending on who they're playing as well.
Still, there's too much of change.
I would say there's too
Who
much
you're
of
playing,
change.
yes, the other teams have one formation but different tactics.
Yeah.
They will attack in the games they're confident. They'll hold back and play on the counter for some. But this is just complete formation changes.
Yeah. It could be also.
Which is why they are where they are. Which is why Crystal Palace are where they are.
Yeah, true.
Because Eze, maybe couple of games. Townsend, couple of games. Benteke,
Zaha
couple of
also,
games.
yeah.
But it's Zaha. You take out Zaha, you put him at the side. What am I talking about?
True.
Their midfield, okay. Milivojevic, McCarthy, they're good.
Yeah.
But they're not attacking. The only attacking threat is Eze, Zaha and Townsend on his day.
On his day, yeah. I mean, like,
Ayu,
Townsend will
Benteke,
come up with worldies and stuff
Benteke
like
will come
that.
up with a couple of goals and go try for 6.
Yeah.
Which is why they are where they are.
True.
Yes, Zaha.
But you wouldn't consider them relegation threatened. I don't
No, they're
think.
not
Like
a
you
relegation
said,
threat.
yeah.
Like I said, for me, the relegation is between Brighton, Fulham, West Brom, and for sure Sheffield.
Sheffield, okay.
Sheffield's going down. West Brom, yes, now looks in all likelihood will go down.
Bit of a fight between Fulham and Brighton.
Fulham and Brighton, yes, unless they come up with victories and overtake a Burnley or a Newcastle, which is highly unlikely.
Yeah, true.
The other teams, yes, coming to the top of the pile.
Yeah, Arsenal.
With Arsenal followed by Leeds.
Yeah.
Leeds started off
Murder ball.
Yeah, they started off like
High flyers. I mean, they were so unpredictable.
we've got Red Bull in our kidneys. They had they just ran. Like the game against Liverpool. If you saw that, you're like, shit. Leeds is finishing top half.
Yeah, true.
All of a sudden, inconsistency kicks in.
Yeah.
Fatigue kicks in. Chopping and changing. Your centre back, is injured. Your right back plays centre back.
Yeah.
Or Dallas, one game is playing in the middle of the park. The other game he's at right back.
Yeah.
You see Alioski one game, you don't see him one game.
Do you think Bielsa is just tinkering too much? Or is it because it's also, as you said, it's also
He's
player
also
fatigue?
getting cocky, I think, in the middle because there was one game where I think on a Wednesday he came out in a press conference and he gave out his team list. If I'm not mistaken, that game was versus West Ham.
Alright.
He came out in the press conference and they asked him about his potential 11 and he
he
said,
gave
no,
them the
I'll
whole
give you my
list.
11, and he read out the list.
Yeah.
You're not a City, you're not a Liverpool, you're not a
Yeah.
United, you're not a Chelsea.
Yeah.
You don't do that kind of shit. Yes, you're a great manager. Yes, your team is playing great football. But you don't have the quality those teams have. So don't stand up and get cocky. Like, I like him as a manager. I like the football they play.
Oh yeah, he's much
But
appreciated. I
there
think
is
he's one of the
that,
most
there is
respected
that
managers
little
in the world.
cockiness about him where he's like, I'm not going to change my style of play, and they are suffering from it.
Probably. Yeah, I mean, definitely, in fact.
They're tiring out. They leave that gap in midfield and teams are finding them out left, right and center.
Yeah.
Brighton got an important 3 points against them.
True. I mean, you wouldn't expect, like, Brighton, for all it's worth, again, they do really well on the road.
And
But
in contrast, you have Arsenal.
Arsenal, who are on the up, the trajectory is looking
They were
good. I'm very happy.
they were good in the beginning.
Yeah.
Then they got found out. So Mikel
There was that
Arteta-
slump
yeah.
in between where I think we were just missing creativity, and I think that's where
We were missing creativity, you were missing motivation.
Motivation and drive.
There was nothing to pick that team up. Now you have things to pick that team up. You have 10 out of a potential 12 points. You have 5 clean sheets in a row. You have substitute centre backs.
Yeah.
For crying out loud.
I know, like we're not breaking our heads.
You now have a substitute goalkeeper. You can play and say, okay, this guy's going to give me at least 3 clean sheets in 5 if it's a good game.
True.
You've picked up a teenager from probably his mother's stomach and put him on the field. And
Smith Rowe or Saka, because there's 2 of them now.
He's changed your life technically.
And it's kind of befitting. It's kind of not bittersweet. I think it's very befitting that one creative player has left the club. He's gone to Turkey. And you have the emergence of this youngster, Emil Smith Rowe.
From nowhere.
Yeah, just out of nowhere.
If you saw his heat map in the last game, it was unreal.
True. But he's got energy. He's got tons and tons of energy.
He's running off the ball.
And he and Saka really combine really well
You see Aubameyang come to life. You've seen Lacazette come to life.
True.
Like with all...
They're fighting for wins.
With all the hype around Willian, Pepe, he's kept them on the bench.
Yeah.
You have Partey who's fit again.
Who's doing actually pretty well.
He's doing well. And he carries the ball.
Yeah.
Xhaka El-Neni will sit, defend, yes. You'll get something from Xhaka.
Well, if Xhaka's temperament can stay the same, do you see Arsenal moving a little further?
You were way off the top. Now you're 3 points behind Chelsea.
Yeah.
It's not a big gap. And with the way the season's going...
It's a roller coaster ride right now.
Yeah, it is. And you guys are... this season's all about momentum.
Yeah.
Like, we'll talk about this stuff in our other episodes, but it's about momentum, how the top teams got momentum and they are where they are.
Yeah.
United out of the Champions League, momentum. Arsenal all of a sudden over the Christmas break and New Year break,
having
now,
players fit,
momentum.
introducing new players
After that slum, how many times did you think you'll get 10 points out of a possible 12?
I wasn't even expecting to beat Chelsea.
Who said you'll get 5 clean sheets?
True.
Nobody thought you'll get 5 clean sheets. You suddenly pick up a Pablo Mari and you put him in, and that defense is calm again with a Rob Holding who's been with you but not performed as.
But he's getting his confidence. He's rubbing off of him. So
because he's getting the clean sheets, he has partners.
Yeah.
I think with Arsenal bringing just Emil Smith Rowe and Saka in, it's something I learned as a kid when I was playing is just to trust your teammates.
Yeah.
Aubameyang, Lacazette, they're the senior members. Xhaka, Partey, Bellerin are senior members, but they're trusting these guys. They're playing the ball to them and showing confidence in them to run a game.
Yeah.
Which is what is happening. They're bringing that freshness to the game, and Arsenal's doing well.
Yeah.
They're 11th as of now, but I do see them finishing in the top 8 also if they play like this.
Fingers crossed.
They just need to stay clear of these injuries. Your medical staff has been an absolute piece of shit over the last few years.
It's been like that for the past 15 to 20 years.
Exactly. So if you can just manage to keep your players fit, I think the next time we probably talk about 11 to 20 scenario, I don't see an Arsenal being in there.
Obviously, yeah. Hopefully that will be the case.
I probably, yes, this brings us to the end.
Yeah.
But again, I have just one very interesting question which, I had in my mind and I saw Bilic go.
Yeah.
Do you see any other managers being sacked from the bottom half?
Yeah.
Especially Potter, Scotty Parker and Big Sam.
I think Fulham, Scotty Parker, no, but Potter.
I'll give you one out of the 3.
I would say it's Scott Parker though. Even though I think Fulham is fighting, I would think it's Scott Parker because if they want to survive, they're going to need new ideas. But right now, Fulham is sticking with him, so I would still say Scott Parker. So that ends our segment about the bottom table review for the mid-season review. And we'd just like to ask those who are watching as to how you feel, what teams are going to be relegated this season, who's going to be the manager that's going to get the sack.
And while you're at it, do not forget to like, share, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, and stay tuned to our next episode of the review. Stay safe.
Peace.